Hi students, welcome you all. Myself C. Seravan Kumar, Engineering Services 2010 batch. I am working with ESE Engineering Academy and ESE online platform from the last 10 to 12 years, and today I want to express the way or tell you the procedure how you have to plan writing your mains exam. Most of our students, ESE Engineering Academy students, have qualified for mains examination, and there are many students all over India who are attempting their mains examination in a short period of time. So for those students, I want to give some guidelines, a way or a strategy to attempt the paper in the best way possible. You already know the prelim score, the first examination score. Those who qualify that, they will go for this mains exam. Those who qualify for the mains exam, they will go for the interview. So here, the score that you are getting here plays a dominant role. Objective paper score as well as descriptive paper scores. These will give you a very important edge to get a very good rank at the final stage. If you are very confident in objective paper score as well as confident in descriptive paper score, interview is only a nominal thing. The 200 marks interview, even if you don't perform very well, maybe 75 marks to 100 marks even if you get with a very good written score in this mains examination and a very good objective score which you have already acquired, will help you a lot to clear the exam, the total procedure very easily. Only thing is, the more the marks you get in your interview, the better will be your rank. That is the reason I am telling you, writing this exam is very important. Small mistakes which you do will completely make you to lose your service. And again you have to sit one more year. That is the problem with these UPSC examinations. Small errors will delay 1-2 years in your life. Now, generally most of my students ask me, sir, I lost this attempt, I want to write one more attempt the next year or that next year. That is fine. I always encourage students to go into UPSC services because most of the services are Group A services. It's good. But the problem you have to point out here is, when you are spending one more year, it is one more year lost. Remember that. Because if you are joining, say, in 2026 or say 2027 you have joined, and your junior will come in when you complete your 1 year experience, your junior will come. So let us say the age difference you are having between you and your junior is 3 to 4 years. It is enough that your junior will become more powerful than you by the time he comes to his last 55 to 60 years age. That is the reason, the early you enter into UPSC services, the huge powers you will get by the time you reach your 50 to 55 years age. By the time you retire at 60 years age, you will be very comfortable. That is the reason it is not only getting a very good service, it is getting a very good service at very early age. Keep that point in mind. Okay, so with that, I want you to take through this ESE Mains examination preparation strategy. Let us go through each slide one by one and see what are the points that you have to adopt to. Right, let me take to the first slide. See here. It's a descriptive exam, you know very clearly. You will have two papers, paper 1 for 300 marks and paper 2 for 300 marks. So paper 1 and paper 2. Each paper is having 6 subjects. I am not touching individual branches. My branch is actually electronics and communication. But whatever the branch, whether you belong to electronics, telecommunication, civil, mechanical or electrical, the paper pattern is the same. Okay, so you will have 6 subjects in first paper and 6 subjects in the second paper. These are 2 papers, each paper is 300 marks. Now see these words very carefully. Success requires a balance of rigorous numerical practice and clear conceptual derivations. That means your questions will have both theory part as well as numerical part. More emphasis is on numerical part, no doubt on that. 60 to 70% of questions will be numericals, 30 to 40% will be descriptive model. So you should have concepts developed using these derivations as well as the numericals that you are doing based on your concepts. These two are important. Keep that point in mind. Let's go to the next slide. See this one. Your paper 1 is 300 marks in the morning and paper 2 is again 300 marks in the afternoon. Now you are attempting 2 papers, 600 marks, which is going to decide your entire life in a single day. See that very clearly. 2 question papers, each question paper 300, 600 marks, attempting on a single day is going to decide your entire life. That much is the importance of these 2 papers. Okay, now see here, read this statement, very, very important. Physical and mental stamina are as important as technical knowledge. So what I told in the previous slide, you should have good derivations, technical skills, as well as the numericals based on your concept. Just that is not enough. You should have very good stamina and a healthy mindset. So most of the students will fail at this stage only. Suddenly they will see the paper to be very tough, or they will make mistakes while writing the paper. I will tell you all these points, and they become demotivated while writing the exam itself. That is wrong. And you should have very good stamina. Stamina means what? You should be solid. Solid in the sense, you have to be very, very physically solid. That means you should have enough strength to write this exam. Now, most of the students, they do so much efforts in the last 1 month. They keep on studying. They might make their mind too much struggle. So they will lose some physical strength also. Please don't do that. You prepare, but you have enough stamina, means eat good food. Okay, drink plenty of water. And on the examination day also, please take 1 water bottle with you. If possible, you mix a little bit of lemon, salt and sugar. It's just like a lemon juice. They will allow water bottles and these type of juices. If possible, otherwise if you are interested, you can take buttermilk. All these 3 are allowed inside the room. The reason is these examinations are coming in summer season. You know, already the heat is very high, and if you don't have enough stamina, your brain will not work. So keep these points also in your mind. Don't think sir is telling all these simple points. These points are going to affect your future. I am telling now, one day if it goes in your direction, your entire life is settled. That is the power of this exam. So tiny things also, be very careful. Either a water bottle or a lemon juice or a buttermilk. Whatever the thing you are interested in, you take it. At least a water bottle, please keep it with you. Okay. Now, let us go to the next slide. How should you start your preparation? Already you have done your preparation. I mean, you have already given the objective papers. That means you have already completed your syllabus. Now, when you are going for this mains examination, what else you have to do? That is the points that I am going to discuss. Okay, see this. Focus on core subjects having more weightage. That is the first point. So, each paper is having 6 subjects. Na? Morning paper 6 subjects, afternoon paper 6 subjects. From these 6 subjects, you at least take 4 subjects. These 4 subjects should be core subjects having more weightage. Now, if I take my branch, I can tell what are the main subjects. You take your own branches. Filter 4 core subjects in each paper based on the weightage in the last 5 years. So, you already know what are the core subjects. Just refer to the weightages that are given in the last 5 years. You can refer our ESE Engineering Academy website. All the weightage in the last 5 years as per the subject as well as topic is given in online. So, you can just search that. You filter out those things carefully, both in paper 1 as well as paper 2. That means you have filtered 4 subjects in the first paper, 4 subjects in the second paper. So 2 and 2 are left over. Na? These 2 and 2 also you should have an average preparation. Average preparation in the sense you should be good in attempting numericals. That is what I have written here. See that. Do not completely ignore remaining. Means 2 from here and 2 from here. 4 subjects, as these often distinguish top rankers. Why? Because some questions are mixed with topics. That means even if you are preparing your core subjects, there is no guarantee that one complete question should come from that complete subject. Interestingly, nowadays the paper setters, what they are doing is they are mixing subjects. So when they mix, what will happen? Unfortunately, if you have left one subject, that question might get mixed up with your core subject. So each question, say you are having some 50 to 60 marks. What will happen? 20 to 30 marks you might not know. That means even you are attempting the question, you yourself are leaving 20 marks. Is it a disadvantage or not? That 20 marks might be mostly on numericals. That is the reason I am telling, don't leave those 4 subjects also. At least 50 to 60% preparation should be there. Core subjects, there is no difference. You have to prepare completely. So that is the meaning of this slide. Right, let us go to the next one. Now, mindset for descriptive papers. So till now you are attempting objective papers. Most of the students, they don't prepare for only one paper. They might have given GATE 2026, they might have given other PSU examinations or other competitive exams. Now most of these competitive exams are completely objective in nature. So you don't have much of a preparation for a descriptive model of exam. So what should be your mindset for this descriptive model? So very few students will have a knowledge on this. This is a very, very important part because you are not accustomed to write these type of examinations. Now, these are the points that I am going to cover related with the mindset of writing a descriptive paper. What are these? You will have a descriptive model of the paper. You have to go by step solution and you have to have a very good accuracy. Finally, you should be having a clarity on QCAB. What is QCAB? It is a question cum answer sheet. Nowadays, the UPSC is giving you question paper and an answer sheet where you have to fill your answer in the limited space given by the examiner. So that is what is QCAB. Question paper cum answer booklet. So you have to write your answer only in that place. So you should have enough understanding on what he is asking and what you are writing. So these points let us discuss very shortly, one by one. See this first point. When you go to a descriptive model of examination, this is just like your engineering exams only, but here you will have most of the questions in a numerical model. See these points. You should have a very good grip on syllabus. So if you are preparing 4 core subjects from each paper, you have to have a very good grip on each of the subjects that you have filtered. So in that particular subject, you should know what are the topics. So if you take any one subject, one core subject, divide that into topics. Topic wise, you have to have a clarity. At least you will have 10 topics from each core subject. Okay. Then you should know all the derivations that are there in those topics. So these derivations are very, very important for you because most of the questions coming in now from the last 3-4 years, 30 to 40% is theory part. So these derivations will come under that weightage. So you should be very good in going with those derivations. And finally, always refer standard textbooks. Don't go with any other private publications or like Spectrum, local publications. Be very careful with that because these questions, whatever the examiners are picking, most of these will come from the standard textbooks. So as per the core subject which you have filtered in your particular area of engineering, you refer to the standard textbooks that you have and you have to filter out these points carefully. Okay. Now this is all about a descriptive model. Now, what is the way how you write your solution? This is called as the step-by-step solution. See the points here. Most of these points which I am telling are applicable to numerical model questions. Okay. Standard textbook numericals you have to refer. That means, I already told you, you are referring to a standard textbook. In that standard textbook, you have a topic. Derivations will be there on that particular topic in a particular area. That is done. You just refer to the numericals at the end of the chapter. Which numericals? First 10 questions is sufficient. Most of the examinations, you refer your old question papers, at least last 5 years. See the numericals, see the standard textbooks. I am 100% sure or at least 75% sure that these questions are coming from these standard textbooks only. At least the models are same and interestingly they will keep on repeating. So that is the reason always refer standard textbooks for numericals at the end of the chapter. Theory part you refer the topic, there will be some solved examples. Give high priority to solved examples and then 10 questions coming at the end of the chapter. That is sufficient enough. Because the remaining questions are most of the times they are involving theory bits and they will keep on repeating. That means They are theory model things where you have to do some derivations and then apply. So such type of questions is not possible to give in mains papers. So they will be giving pure numericals which are there in those textbooks. So that is the reference for you. And make use of calculators. Calculators, as you know, they are not permitted in objective papers, but for a descriptive paper, they will allow the calculator. Now, it's your comfort level. Whatever the calculator you are using in preparing, take that calculator only and be very clear. Some numericals involve conversion from rectangular to polar, polar to rectangular, exponentials to the power. These are simple calculations which we will be keep on doing. Log whenever you type, it is generally to the base 10. Sometimes you may have to calculate log to the base 2. Sometimes 20 log is there, sometimes 10 log is there. These confusions should not come. So you should have a very good grip in doing numericals using your calculator. So these are the things you have to remember when you are going for a step-by-step solution. Okay, right. Now coming to the accuracy. So where is accuracy important for us? Accuracy is important when you are attempting numerical type paper, because if you are given a numerical, if your answer is correct, step by step they will see. Don't think they will look only into the answer. When they see your procedure and the solution and the final answer, if everything is perfect, you will get full marks. That is the advantage you have. But suppose let us assume the procedure you followed is correct. Somewhere a small mistake, mathematical mistake you have done. It can be addition, subtraction or division. Anything, some small mistake came. Still, they can give you 70% of the marks allotted to that question. Believe me, this is true. That means if you are following a step-by-step procedure and if you are not making any mistake, there is a chance that you will get full marks for a numerical type question. That is the reason I am telling, be very careful with accuracy. So that is what I have written here. This is applicable for numericals and also applicable for derivations, and you will get full possible marks. Even if it is a theory bit, still you are bound to get good marks. Okay. And how you can improve your accuracy? Please do previous year question papers. At least last 5 year papers you have to do. There is no shortcut for this. If you are possible to do last 10 years, it is very good. Otherwise, at least 5 years you have to do. So these are the points related with accuracy. Is it clear? So these 4 points you have to keep in mind whenever you are applying for a descriptive paper. What is the model? The descriptive model, how it is coming, then what is your way of attempting step by step, and how accuracy comes into picture, and what is this clarity, QCAB. Let us see that point also. Question paper, come answer booklet. They will give you that you have to attempt only in that place. That is what it says. Now see the points. It's a limited space, so you cannot write stories there. If you know, you should attempt. Otherwise, simply leave it. That's it. And when you are writing, don't do mistakes. Slowly you do. Time is sufficient. Don't make mistakes and don't do cutoff and don't do overwriting. These will make that examiner or the one who is going through your paper very much confused, and he will give 0 marks also. Sometimes they will give negative marks also. Even though they don't tell in any of the instructions, there is a chance that you may get negative mark. So be very careful while you are attempting your handwriting. Even though it is not very good, at least for that particular day, try to keep it as clean as possible. If you are drawing any pictures with a pencil, try to use a good quality eraser. These are small things, but still they make a lot of difference. You have to carry very simple things. A small scale, a very good 2 pens, possibly blue or black. Never use red pen or green pen. It is a blunder. It is not even a mistake, it's a blunder. Don't carry these 2 things. You write everything in blue pen. If you want to underline, you underline with black pen. Or you write with black pen, underline with blue pen. Normal pen you prefer. Don't take any gel pens or these ink pens. If some small water droplet falls on that, everything will get washed out. It does not look good, na? So try to use a normal pen, the one which you practice regularly, and take one good pencil and take one good eraser. Nowadays, good quality erasers are coming. You prefer them. That's it. Simple. Nothing much. So keep it as clean as possible. That's what I have written here. Limited space, no mistakes, no overwriting, mistakes might come. It is 100% without mistakes no one can do. Even a mistake comes, you should be in a position to correct it such a way that it looks nice. That is also important for us. And practice writing, this is very, very important. That's what I am telling. Whenever you are preparing for these theory model papers, you have to have a good quality pen with you. And write with that pen only. You buy that pen only, refills also. I used to do the same thing when I prepared my engineering services at 2010. It's a long time, 15 years back. The same model. And that time, this type of answer sheet is not there for us. They used to give papers. So we have to write, and we have to write pretty faster. When you write UPSC exams, your hand also will get burned because it will take a lot of stress. I used to buy specially pens for writing UPSC exams. Reason is the speed. Even though you know the concept in your brain, if you cannot write, there is no matter of getting marks. So that is the reason that speed is very, very important. Especially in the last 2-3 weeks, write, keep on writing, but that speed should not come. That accuracy and speed you have to maintain carefully. Then only you can manage your time. That is the reason I am telling. Still I am carrying this pen, you see. This is a very good quality pen. And the same model of pen I have used in 2010 also. That became a habit for me. So try to make use of these things. It will be very good. Use normal pen. Don't use this gel type pens and ink pens. Normal pens. Only blue and black. Don't even touch red and green. They are allowed only for examiners. Don't do those things. Okay. Visual clarity. Visual clarity means what? Attractive. When they see the paper, they should feel comfortable while going through your paper. So don't make a mess of that paper. Just don't erase it, or don't do cross marks and then again write in the side. And some people may write, sorry sir, I made a mistake here, I am writing here. These type of statements, all these things, these rubbish things should not come. It should have a very good clarity when you are attempting the theory part paper. So these things you have to see when you are writing your descriptive paper, when you are given these model. Okay, I hope the points are clear. So these four play a very, very important role in theory papers. Now, let us go through these writing skills a little bit. Okay, you are all energetic people, grown up people. These points may look very small for you, but believe me, these will give you very good rank. Okay, when I wrote my exam, I got All India 66 rank. Now, where I lost my marks, in this writing process only. That 3 hours time, the same time is there that time also. But the way you use that time, if I could attempt at least some 15-20 marks additionally, I would have been in top 10. That gap is very, very narrow. Qualifying is a very good thing. I am not telling about that. But that 10-20 marks will change your entire life. That is the big thing that you can observe in these UPSC exams. It does not happen in any other exam. That is a problem. In GATE, if you get 2-3 marks less, maybe you and your friend will go into the same IIT, sometimes the same branch, sometimes the same placements also. It does not make a hell lot of difference. But in these type of UPSC exams, 10-15 marks makes your entire life different, because the rank will be different, the service allocated will become different, the provisions and the facilities and the places where you visit and stay throughout your life will get changed. And finally, by the time you retire, the positions are also different, powers are also different. So the 10-20 marks will carry that entire burden throughout your life. That is the reason I am telling that should not happen. That care you have to take here only. Okay, so see these points. Use infographics. Infographics means what? If you are writing some formula or some derivations is given, finally you got some answer. So you just make a rectangle box there, showing that you have derived it very clearly. That's it, enough. Okay, and wherever required, just underline. Sub points will be there, some important, maybe when you are doing a numerical, some intermediate value can. So there you make simple underline. If you are writing with a blue pen, you underline with black. If you are writing with black, you underline with blue. Use those two colors only. Okay, keywords and presentations. So whatever the data that they have given, keep it in a correct order, and whenever you do your answer, use those keywords, hence derived, okay, hence proved. These type of words also should come. and weightage and time sense, that is very important. So whenever you are attempting any question, just because you know that question, don't keep on elaborating that question and spend overtime on that. That is very much wrong. You see the weightage. If it is 10 marks, 10 to 15 minutes. If it is 20 marks, 15 to 20 minutes. If it is 30 marks, 20 to 25 minutes. Good. But if it is 10 marks, you are spending 30 minutes, you are losing your rank. So just because you know that concept very beautifully, don't try to elaborate it too much, because the weightage he has given is only 10 marks. So based on the weightage, you decide the time for that question and then attempt that question perfectly. So accuracy will be still there, but for 10 marks, you have to write only for the 10 marks. Keep that point in mind. Don't go for too much elaboration and waste your time. Okay, so these are the points you have to take care when you are doing your paper in theory mode. Okay, writing skills play a very, very important role. Now, when you are doing a standard presentation, okay, for a descriptive paper, these play a very important role. State the given data very clearly. So when a numerical is there, they will give all the data. You just write given, comma, all the points one by one in an order. That is important. Then mention all standard points while doing derivations. So when it is a numerical, you will write the data and do the numerical. When it is a derivation, sometimes some assumptions will be there. Okay, like if my subject is there, random variables is there. So in a random variable, we will make an assumption that it's a uniform random variable or that it's a Gaussian random variable. So these may not be given in the question, but I am doing the assumption. So there I have to mention it very, very clearly. So these things, whenever you are doing, you have to mention those points. And then mention standard formulas used in doing numericals. So how you are applying that? If omega is there, omega is 2 pi f. You are given omega, you want to find f equal to omega by 2 pi. Write that and substitute. In GATE or any other competitive exams, we will never do that. We will directly go for the shortcut. But here, it is not like that. You have to write the formulas. And box your final answer. Box means a rectangular box. So once you do this, it will look very clear. That is a standard presentation for any descriptive model paper. It is not that you write only this. There are other competitive exams where theory model is still there in our country. It is not only for UPSC. Other examinations are also there. So there also the same model of presentation is required. Okay. Now, how to get enough practice? Because most of the students are attempting within a short period of time. So what you have to do? Because I am not talking anything related with preparing of each subject. That is already completed by you. I am just giving you the model or the path for you to maximize your scores. Now, see here. How to get enough practice? Join ESE online or offline test series. We are already conducting them. It has already started. So once you do this, you will understand the level of writing your answers. Have a real-time simulation of exam mode. So you sit and write in offline mode. Even if you are taking an online mode, you do the same thing. You assume that you are sitting in a classroom and then writing that paper. So don't keep any other things with you. Just strictly sit for the 3 hours and write it. And improve time management. Try to complete your question in given time period. Maximum you can spend 30 to 40 minutes on a single question, not more than that. If you are spending means you are losing your rank. Be very careful. So time management also plays a very important role. I used to have a watch. You know, this is all digital watch now. Analog watch only you have to wear and go. I am telling you very clearly. Digital they will not allow. Take normal analog watch, remove the watch, keep it on your bench. Keep on writing your paper. Whenever you complete, whenever you are writing, see the time. Have a look on your watch. When I have started, how much time I am spending. You, whenever the time is too much, simply blindly leave that question and go to the next question. If you are sitting with the same question for more than 30 minutes, you are losing your rank. Be very careful with that. That is the reason. Take your analog watch, keep it on the bench. Whenever you start a question, have an eye on the watch and see how much time you are spending. Never cross 30 to 40 minutes on a single question. It's a very, very, very important rule. Okay? Keep that points in mind. That is what I am saying as time management. All these things I have done. So practically I am speaking. It is not that students don't know. But these small things, if they don't follow, they will lose. That water bottle or lemon juice or this sort of buttermilk, pen, a simple thing, okay, black, blue color pen and a very good eraser and a pencil and a small scale, all fits in a single pocket, okay. This is also one very important thing. And watch, an analog watch. These three simple steps, you know, if you do carefully, it gives a lot of importance in the examination day. So don't forget these things, okay. Now, what is a smart revision? So once you have done your total preparation, how to do a revision? Focus on smart notes. Now, what do you mean by smart notes? Don't go through your entire notes. It's waste of time. You must have written some important points or you must have made some blocks just to go through those points. That is enough, okay. And refer formula sheets for doing numerical based questions. Have a formulas on each of the topics. Keep them ready in a single page. Every topic you will have such pages. So just refer to those formulas. Don't read any new topics at the end. That is a blunder. Never go for any new topic at the last stage. Even if you do perfect preparation of 4 core subjects out of 6 subjects, even if you leave 2 subjects in that paper, still it is a comfortable exam. I am telling you that because very few students will complete the entire syllabus. Even they complete, it is very difficult for them to remember. The logic here is to get a good score out of 300. Believe me, even if you are passing 150 marks out of 300, it's an excellent score in descriptive papers. It is not so easy in UPSC papers to cross 200 in descriptive model exams out of 300. So even if you are scoring 150 plus, it is very good. That means you should be very solid in whatever the core subjects you have filtered and you should be very confident in attempting them without any mistakes. Accuracy plays a very important role. Okay, fine. Now, how will you analyze your performance? See what went wrong in the mock exams. So here you are doing that mock exam, online or offline mode, you just check your performance, learn from your mistakes. So where you have lost your marks, at what stage you have lost your marks and how you can overcome those mistakes. So improve your weak areas, that's it. At least 2 to 3 mock exams you write, that is sufficient. Don't go for more than 5 because let's see the next one. This is how you can analyze your performance. Now, the 3-hour examination strategy. So, this is what happens on your examination day, okay, the last day where you are attempting your theory paper. 2 papers you are going to attempt. So, total question paper contains 8 questions in 2 sections. So, that is what happens in any engineering branch. Each theory paper for 300 marks is going to contain 8 questions divided into 2 sections, section A and section B. 5 out of 8 questions should be attempted. So, that is what you have to do, 5 out of 8. Most of the time, first and fifth question are compulsory questions. That means, first question of section A and first question of section B mostly are compulsory questions. So, you don't have a choice, you have to attempt those questions. So, already 2 out of 5 are attempted, right? The remaining 3 are there. That means, out of 6 questions, you have to attempt the remaining 3 questions. So, these 3 questions, you have to select at least 1 question from each section. I am explaining once again. When you have a question paper of 300 marks, totally you will have 8 questions. 4 in section A and 4 in section B. 1 question from each section is compulsory. So, 1 from section A and 1 from section B you have to attempt. Totally out of 8, you have to attempt 5 questions. So, because of this compulsory question, you have attempted 2 questions, that is done. So, how many remaining are there? 3 are there. So, 3 questions you have to attempt from 6 questions. Now, these 3 questions, at least 1 you have to select from section A and section B. That means, apart from the compulsory question in section A, you are attempting 1 more question. Similarly, 1 compulsory question from section B, you are also attempting 1 more question. That means, 4 questions are done. The remaining 1 question, it's your choice. It can be from section A or section B. Now, selection of these questions is very important. The reason why I am telling is, when you have 50 or 60 marks question, there might be question where you might be knowing 40 marks and not knowing 20 marks. There might be questions where you know only 20 marks, you don't know 40 marks. So, you have to be very careful in selecting those questions. That is where you have to work out on this paper carefully. Obviously, compulsory question is compulsory, you have to write. Other than this, how you are filtering your questions makes very important model. Then there will be no problem. Most of the time, first and fifth questions are compulsory, that is done. Choose remaining 3 questions, ensuring 1 from each section. So, this is what you have to do in a given theory question paper for 300 marks. Now, what you will do in the first 10 to 15 minutes after giving you the question paper, select the questions that you want to attempt. So, 1 and 1 compulsory is done. The remaining 3 you select carefully, just the way I told you. Sometimes there might be a question which you know completely. That is excellent. You are very happy. Sometimes there might be questions where you know 40 marks out of 60, don't know 20 marks. There might be questions where you know 20 marks, don't know 40 marks. So, obviously, your selection should be the question which you know 40 marks and don't know 20 marks. That is very important. So, your brain should operate very carefully during these first 10 to 15 minutes. Selection criteria is very important. Okay. Once that is done, you can start attempting. Maximum time for attempting one total question should be 30 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes you take a grace period, not more than that. Because just understand carefully, 30 minutes, 5 questions you have to attempt, 150 minutes. Total minutes is 180. So, 30 minutes out of that we are taking 15-20 minutes for seeing the paper and which questions you have to attempt. So, that means you are having barely 10-15 minutes extra. That means maximum time you can spend on total question is only 30. Maybe 5 minutes more, that's all. That's the reason I told you analog watch on the bench is very, very important. If you don't look at that watch and simply blindly keep on writing, you will not even complete half of the paper in that 3 hours time. I experienced it, that's the reason I am telling you. Be very careful with that. Okay, maximum 30. Otherwise, maybe 5 minutes extra, nothing more than that. Do check boxes, underline important points. So, that point already I told you. Make it very clear, visualize. Okay. Last 15 minutes should be for review of answers. First 10-15 minutes for selecting of the questions you have to attempt. Last 10-15 minutes is for review. So, sometimes some check boxes, underlining or some erasing will be there. So, these type of things may come up. So, those 10-15 minutes you use, last 10-15 minutes you use that for purpose. So, 15 minutes at the start, 15 minutes at the end, 30 minutes gone. Out of 180 minutes, 30 minutes you remove, 150 minutes, 5 questions, 30 minutes, that's it. That is how you have to work your time. So, if you can follow this very carefully, very few students can do this, I am telling you, frankly, because I have my friends with civil services, engineering services, everywhere. Whenever we write these theory papers, you know, it's like a big stone carrying in our hand because we are not accustomed to do these things. Objective papers are there in day-to-day life. So, there you don't write any steps, you do your calculations in your brain only, but here it is not like that. You have to keep on paper. So, that is the reason, please make a habit, at least this last few days of your preparation, make it very clear, take one good notes and keep on writing only. So that you will get accustomed with that. Handwriting speed, handwriting is very, very important. Pen which you carry is also very important. Small things, if you can take care, definitely you will get a very good success in these exams. So, that's what I want to share with you. Maybe it can be helpful for most of our students. Please take it very seriously. Don't assume that you have 1 more year or 2 more years and keep on wasting your time, because the early you join a Group A service, the better the positions that you acquire by the time you retire. So, keep that point in mind. That is what is very important in these type of services. Thank you very much, and this is my mail ID seravan603@gmail.com. If you want to ask some things personally, you can just mail me. I will definitely give you a response. Thank you all. All the best.